All right. There we go.
Okay, welcome to TED. This is
Thank
Tech
you.
Entrepreneurs Nebraska, brought to you by the Nebraska Tech Collaborative. You want to scooch this way a little bit?
Scooch it.
Okay,
Okay. All
cool.
right. Cool.
We're all
Get
settled
it.
now.
Yeah. Get a little
Yeah.
bit in there. Okay. Fair enough.
But we're here in Grand Island recording today, and I'm here with.
Cecil Smalley.
Awesome. So we had you on the last time to talk a bit
Mm-hmm.
about the new Meetup group that you started. So tell
Yeah.
us about that and how things are going.
Sure. So started Tech.CNE. That's TECH and then CNE in capital letters. And you can find us on Meetup, meetup.com or Meetup the app. And so was really surprised at the turnout. We've got 45 members right now already. We had 10 people show up to our first meeting, which we had back in February. And we're really just centered around talking about anything tech. So it could be start with Agile or Scrum or software development. We had topics all the way down to like things with home automation and gaming. And so we went through kind of gathering a list of what everybody wanted to have conversations about and even down to things like taking tours of some companies in the area and stuff like that. So, and we're trying to just kind of grow the tech community in the area of the Central Nebraska here in the Tri-Cities area, because I had started going to Lincoln to things like Agile LNK, Nebraska Code, Agile for Defense in Omaha. Met a lot of great people there, and had conversations with friends of mine out here in the industry and tech, and it was like, yeah, we need something like this out here, and it's like, oh, I got to create that, don't I? So here we are.
Yeah, that's
So
awesome. And so with the various topics that you received, what was the format like? Like kind of lightning talks, or how did you structure that?
Um, yeah, so it was kind of I guess a lean coffee kind of thing is what we did.
Mm-hmm.
So, gave everybody like 5 or 10 minutes, go write your things down on Post-it notes. I brought a stack of Post-it notes and we had pizza and pop and everything for everybody that first meeting. And we met at the Aurora Tech Center and we just took everybody's things and put them up on a whiteboard and kind of talked them through with the group and everything. And it was
Okay.
really, really great. We got a lot of involvement and everybody that was there just really took part,
Yes.
which tech and IT people were not normally those kind of introvert or extroverted
Mm-hmm.
like that, so that we got everybody involved was really good. It
That's
was
great.
surprising.
And so, what
So
are your plans for upcoming events?
so for future ones, I'm going to go back through the list of stuff that we had
Mm-hmm.
and see if we can find some either like speakers to come and talk to us and uh, yeah, and just talk about those various topics. So we just got to kind of narrow that down to like
Mm-hmm.
what the first 5 or 6 that we want to do are going to be, and
Yeah.
then we'll see about some of the other ones that'll take a little more involvement, like getting tours to some of the companies out here. But we had people from the company I worked for, Chief Industries and Chief Buildings were there. We had one gentleman that came from Hornady Manufacturing, and he was telling us about all the stuff they're doing there, and it was
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, we got to go take a tour of that,
Yeah.
So and as I've kind of poked around on this a little bit, that about what tech is in use and what companies are doing high tech stuff out here, there's a lot more than you would really kind of think being
Mm-hmm.
out here. And so, and then there's been other events like today and stuff where it's just we start meeting more and more and more of these people. So it's been really exciting.
Yeah, that's so good to
Yeah.
see. And then also to have folks who are able to meet each other outside of their companies, right?
Right.
So
Yes.
tell
Yeah.
us about why you think that is so important, like from a community building perspective.
Well, I think it is just the community building that
Mm-hmm.
happens, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, I've lived in Central Nebraska. Well, I grew up, in South Central Nebraska. Lived up here since 2007, and the only way I really got to know people outside of my company doing tech was starting to go to these meetups in Lincoln. And so driving like 75, 80 miles, once a month or so to go to some of these things and sometimes more often, it's just like, okay, we need to be doing this out here. If they can make it happen in Lincoln and Omaha, we have enough people out here in those same kind of fields and everything. I just felt like
Mm-hmm.
we can do it here.
Yeah.
So that's
No,
where
and
we're going.
it's really good too. Just like I said, that whole like meeting people from outside of your company. So one of the things that we're thinking about with the intern program that we also have within Exarban is that piece is so important. So when you think
Yeah.
about like sometimes you'll have an intern and they're like maybe the only intern or one of a couple within a company, but being able to connect with other interns who are in the
Sure.
community from other companies. I think
Yeah.
yeah, it's the same kind of thing for tech professionals to just feel like, oh, I have people that I can bounce ideas off of outside of my own firm.
Yeah. And there's a really neat organization that I know that's in Kansas. They have a thing at Kansas State where they it's all based around ag industry and those companies, and they bring interns in, and they were concerned that they were losing contact with these interns over the school year.
Oh yeah.
And so they set up these programs so that they can come and they be the intern wherever they are in the country for them for the summer, but then they stay in contact with them and they actually employ them part-time through the school year as well. That way they're able to retain them and they actually bring them on full-time, and they have a real high percentage rate again to do that. So yeah, keeping in touch with those interns, but getting them exposed to other companies and stuff is all very important stuff. Yeah,
Definitely.
anything to keep those the tech people close.
Yeah, those connections, right?
Yep, absolutely.
Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, and that's really what it is for us with this meetup group that I'm trying to do is build those connections. So yeah, I'm not looking just for like employees, to join, but we're also looking for people who are in education and students as well. Obviously to help foster those relationships, build those connections. It's really important for people.
It really is.
Yeah.
So as you go forward, what are some things that the tech community within Central Nebraska and beyond can do to support what you're up to?
Come join us is the first thing, right? Come join us. Come to our meetups. Go search Meetup on the app for Tech.CNE and find us. You can also find the group on LinkedIn, and I think on the Meetup app there's a thing to donate. So if you want to, throw us a few bucks to pay for some pizza or something like that, that'd be great.
Yeah.
So that's
yes.
it.
And how about space hosting? Is that pretty easy to find?
A space that's going to be kind of a challenge for us. We have a real nice spot in Aurora that we can go and use pretty much any time, but obviously we would like to find places in Hastings, Grand Island, Kearney, any place that we can get in.
Okay.
So, but I think we have enough connections in our group, so we've got some good ideas there, But if anybody has a space that's free that we can use for a night for a couple of hours, that'd be awesome.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that's a good one too. So for the community, if you have space available, contact Cecil in the Central Nebraska area so that you can kind of mix up where you host too. I know Central's kind of a big area, so
that was a big thing for us as we were looking at starting this, was that we wanted to move it around the Tri-Cities just so that we give everybody who are in those places, the opportunity to come and join us. So it's not quite, an hour drive or something for somebody. We want to try to avoid that. So,
yeah. Good deal. So one final question I have for you, kind of related, unrelated, but so when we think about interns again and existing tech professionals, a lot of an opportunity there could be like some office hours with tech pros or something like that.
Oh, sure.
What do you think about exploring connecting those two audiences?
I like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what that
tell
could
me
look
more,
like.
though. Yeah, tell me more. I want to know more about that. Yeah, that's
Let's
interesting.
maybe pitch that to your members.
To the group, and see if we can do something like that. Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah.
Okay.
I think it'd be especially good. For the college students, and to bring those in. Yeah.
Yes.
Bring those kids in. Yeah. I love it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, more to come on that. This is just an idea I randomly came up with.
But
anyway.
Those are the best. They were.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's awesome.
Well, thanks for being here and
Thank
for the
you.
update, and we'll have you back after we kind of see
we iron this out.
Iron this out.
Yeah.
You have a few more events.
Yeah.
Would love to talk to some of your members too. So
sure.
Anyway,
We'll see if we can bring them along. That'd be great.
Awesome. Thanks again.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.